Hello and welcome to the award-winning Waterman Wellness, your pathway to health and wellness with local experts as your guides. I'm Melissa Hritzik. We have a lot of helpful health and wellness information in store for you, including a Tavares surgeon dispels some myths associated with the causes of painful diverticulitis. Is that annoying cough something more than a cold? Stay tuned to learn about symptoms that could mean bronchitis. And it's no bigger than a paperclip, but this new device can help people with abnormal heart rhythms. A Lake County specialist will explain. But first, we turn our attention to October Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Florida Hospital Waterman has scheduled activities to help educate the community about this deadly disease and to celebrate survivors. Recently, the hospital officially kicked off its breast cancer awareness focus with a party for the community.
For most of us, during treatment, we can feel extremely lonely and don't want to get out much. So this is kind of like a party to say, just get out and have some fun. I also went through it last year, so I just want to come and show my support.
It's an awareness campaign where we have vendors, physicians, the Cancer Institute representatives, host of services and folks involved in the treatment and cure of breast cancer.
In August of 2014, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. So I come every year with my llamas to thank them for saving my life, or I wouldn't be there. I've met so many other women and we stay in touch, and it is a sisterhood. I joked I never thought I'd be a card-carrying member, but I am.
In the beginning, it was kind of hard, when they give you the news, you have breast cancer, everything going to your mind. I get to the group support and, with friends and family. So, right now, I'm doing much better. It's almost a year.
We have a world-class cancer center here at Florida Hospital Waterman. From radiation oncology, medical oncology, coordination of care, diagnostic tools. And so what we want them to know is that we are here embedded in the community to provide the best service. They don't have to leave the community to get that.
We know early detection is the best way to treat breast cancer, which affects 1 in 8 women. In our next story, a Eustis woman and her oncologist explain why it's important to act when you experience warning signs.
I noticed that my left breast was a little bit more firmer than my right. And so I had made a call to my doctor. He examined me and he said, let's get a new mammogram tomorrow. So that was a Thursday. That Friday I had it done. They did a sonogram also, and then that Tuesday they called me back and said that they felt that I needed to do an MRI because I had dense breast, and they didn't see anything, but they wanted to make sure nothing was hiding. So they did that, and then on March 31st I was diagnosed with stage 3 cancer.
Yester met with Tavares oncologist Ahmed Al-Hazori, who explained their strategy to beat the disease.
He felt that the chemo first would be the more aggressive kind because I had cancer in one of the lymph nodes, and that lymph node had the fingers, like the cancer was have fingers coming out of my lymph node that it was going to spread. But lucky for me, I just had a little bit of sickness on my stomach, and they gave me 2 pills that can counteract the sickness, the nausea. So I worked through my chemo the whole time. But Dr. Al's office, I'm going to treat you like a family because they don't treat you like a number. They do care how you feel, what's going on with you, and if you had any questions, no question was stupid to ask.
After the chemo treatment, Yester had a double mastectomy and radiation therapy, and today is back to her normal activities. Dr. Al-Hazori says it's important to pay attention to your body.
Know that there's nobody that knows your body more than you do. If you say something is there, it's there. It may not be physically there, but it's there. Because I can guarantee you, if you share a legitimate concern with someone that you trust, that person that you trust will be concerned about that symptom as much as you are and will act upon it. And if you don't like the answer that you get, one place, ask again. There's many places that will take your concern to heart.
I'm very pleased with my treatment that I've gotten from Florida Hospital. I mean, all my doctors have been at Florida Hospital affiliated. And I look at it this way, my diagnosis could have been worse than what it was. And, I'm very lucky. Yes, I had stage 3, but it could have been a different outcome.
You can learn more about the wide range of resources available to breast cancer patients, as well as find out about this month's activities by visiting the website fhwatermanpink.com. Next, we have news to share about the state-of-the-art cardiac treatment that is now available in Lake County. Florida Hospital Waterman is one of the first to offer a miniaturized pacemaker, which is approved for Medicare reimbursement that helps some patients diagnosed with an irregular heartbeat.
The main difference is the traditional pacemakers has been implanted on the heart. You need to implant the generator either on the left subclavian area or on the right subclavian area, and then access the vein, and then the leads or the cables that will conduct the electricity from the pacemaker to the heart goes through the veins. This new pacemaker, which is a very small, the way you implant it now is you go from the femoral vein, either right or left, but you go from the vein with a catheter. It goes into the vein, into the right artery. We find the right position that we want it, and for sake of the term, we'll deploy it in that position. And then after we test it and everything, we'll kind of disconnect and it stays there. And then the body heals around it, and it will deliver the same therapy that a single chamber pacemaker that goes from here will go, but you don't have the device under the skin. This is the battery, the device, and the pacemaker, who does everything inside the heart for you.
Dr. Bryce says the micro pacemaker is appropriate only for certain patients.
Patients basically that require, like I say, a single chamber pacemaker system, which is an arrhythmia of the upper chamber, but sometimes affect and goes through the lower chambers of the heart very slow. And that's where the patients are tired or fatigued or dizzy or passing out from this arrhythmia, and they require a heartbeat, a support, a pacemaker. And that's where you can choose whether the patient will prefer the traditional one or it's a great candidate for the new technology.
Gordon Shire was one of Dr. Bryce's first patients to receive the new pacemaker.
First he showed me how this was gonna work, and then I agreed to it. It all worked out. That's the important part. And I have no idea that it's even there. None.
Shire says he has more energy since having the procedure.
Well, I swim more. We do have a pool, and love to swim. I've got some hedges that need trimming, and we're looking for volunteers, but so far I haven't found any. You can't beat the hospital and you can't beat the doctor, and all the associates that go with it, because there's a big crew. It was a great experience.
It's the smallest pacemaker in the world, and I'm very proud and happy to offer this technology to our patients in our area from Florida Hospital Waterman.
You can learn more about the micro pacemaker as well as other advanced cardiac treatments available locally at fhwatermanheart.com. It's time to take a short break, but we'll have plenty more when Waterman Wellness continues. A Taveri surgeon explains the cause of diverticulitis and the laparoscopic procedure that helps patients. Is your cough due to a cold or something more serious? Stay tuned to hear what a Lake County pulmonologist has to say. And Chef Dave will tempt your taste buds when we visit the Con Recreation Health Center kitchen to learn a recipe made with a favorite fall ingredient. You'll find additional health and wellness information in Waterman Wellness magazine. Visit watermanwellness.com to arrange for home delivery, and you'll also find a listing of the specialists featured in this month's episode. First, you and your loved ones might want to check out these events coming up in the community. Don't go away.
It's time for the Creation Health Tip of the Month. Physical activity enhances quality of life. Today, try to be more active by parking farther away or taking a 10-minute walk during lunch.
Welcome back to the award-winning Waterman Wellness, your pathway to healthy living with help from local experts. I'm Alyssa Horitzik. Next, we want to tell you about a condition of the colon that can cause frequent bouts of abdominal pain. A Lake County specialist says diverticulitis can be treated with a minimally invasive procedure.
The colon As you understand, it's a organ that contains and passes stool as well as absorb water as part of the digestive system. Unfortunately, over time with age, the colon tends to get little pockets that form. When a piece of stool or fecal matter get caught in the pocket and then it gets infected, then we call it diverticulitis, and that's when those patients have the symptoms of pain and bloating and constipation or diarrhea. There's a lot of anecdotal stories that talks about nuts and seeds and such fruits, but in the past several decades, people have found out that these anecdotal stories are not really true. A lot of it is inherited disease. A lot of people end up getting constipation, and over time it causes these pockets to form.
I wasn't aware that I had a family history of diverticulitis, but after I was diagnosed with it, I spoke with my mom, and she had diverticulitis prior also. She went through the same thing.
Dr. Tran recommended that Todd Wardingley, who is experiencing frequent pain, have a laparoscopic procedure to remove the bad section of his colon.
When we address surgery electively for diverticular disease, we usually talk about resecting the left side of the colon, or the left colon, or some people call it the sigmoid colon. And that's because that's the area that's most prone to having the disease. And when we do it laparoscopically, we're able to keep the incision very small, and so the patients actually do go home earlier.
He showed me on video and on camera what was going to happen. My post-op surgery was very easy. Spent 3 days in the hospital afterwards recovering, and then went home. And going home, I was able to do everything I normally do day by day. In fact, I was back to work within a week, fully doing my job.
Once they go home, they do not need to be on any special diet. They can resume their normal diet. There's no restrictions in terms of what they eat or what they drink.
Dr. Tran handled everything perfectly. I've told all my friends that he was a great doctor.
You can visit fhwaterman.com to find a specialist to consult with you about causes of abdominal pain. Next, the season to catch a cold is almost upon us. It means some may experience an annoying cough. A Lake County pulmonologist has advice on identifying bronchitis and how to treat it.
Bronchitis is a term that indicates that there is inflammation in the bronchial tubes. And this inflammation could be from, as we said, a virus, or it could be from a bacteria, or it could be as well from irritants in the bronchial tubes. And the way that the doctor would tell that is by examining him and finding the signs and symptoms on physical exam and on his history. Bronchitis is sometimes treated with a combination of, if we feel that there is a bacterial infection, that will be treated with antibiotics. If there is a lot of inflammation and bronchospasm, wheezing, then the patient will be getting some sort of steroids, whether it's oral steroids or inhaled steroids, which is prednisone.
Dr. Jalul explains that patients can certainly self-treat bronchial symptoms associated with a common cold using over-the-counter medications.
However, if he feels that there are associated symptoms, shortness of breath, fever, difficulty in performing activities, then at that point I think evaluation by his physician would be the best thing to do, and he will decide what type of therapy he needs and for him to get better.
You'll find more resources to help you and your loved ones through the cold and flu season by visiting the website on your screen. It's time to head over to the Con Recreation Health Center kitchen, where Michelle Wargo is with the team. They'll show us how to enjoy the aroma of pumpkin pie all year long thanks to a quick and healthy recipe.
Fall is my favorite time of year, especially because of all of the seasonal ingredients that are now available, especially pumpkin. So today we're joined by Florida Hospital Waterman Executive Chef Dave Atkinson, and we have registered dietitian Stephanie Bassett here to share with us a delicious bread that will be great as a snack, as a lunch, as a breakfast, and as a dessert. So what are we making?
We have pumpkin bread today.
Oh, I love pumpkin bread. So excited. What goes into it?
This is a quick and easy bread. We have some dry ingredients. We have flour, cloves, cinnamon, nutmeg, and we have sugar, pumpkin, canola oil, raisins, applesauce, eggs, and yogurt. What we're going to do is cream together our wet ingredients with the sugar. So we'll take our pumpkin.
So Stephanie, why is pumpkin bread something that's actually good for us?
Pumpkin is great. It's actually a really good source of beta carotene, which converts to vitamin A in our bodies, which is a really powerful antioxidant.
Oh, I love antioxidants. Why do we need antioxidants?
They help fight free radicals in your bodies to help prevent against cancer.
Oh, okay, so this is a delicious bread that fights cancer.
Yeah, you can say that.
All right.
And then we're just going to stir in our dry ingredients.
Now, do the spices like clove and cinnamon, do those have any benefits?
A lot of the spices do have some antioxidant qualities to them, so they are good to incorporate. You just don't want to overdo it in terms of, powerful flavors and things like that.
I love it with a little spice touch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those spices are all classic spices that go along with pumpkin. You can already smell that it's starting to smell like pumpkin pie. And then finally we'll fold in our raisins, which are optional. You don't have to add raisins. You could add nuts also if you wanted to. So we'll just spray our loaf pan with a non-stick spray. And we just want to fill it about 2/3 full. So we're just going to take this and plop it in the oven for about 50 minutes or so, 350 degrees.
So in the beginning you mentioned that this bread can actually help us fight cancer. How?
Yes. A pumpkin is a really good source of antioxidants, and more antioxidants we eat can help prevent against cancer and can fight against cancer. It's been shown that in their lifetime, 1 in 2 men will develop cancer and 1 in 3 women.
Wow.
So it's very important for us to help control our lifestyle factors, which mostly include diet and exercise. And if we can control those factors and get early detection and screening of cancer, it may help prevent more than half of most common cancers.
It's been about 50 minutes, so let's check and see what it looks like. It's good. It's nice and golden brown. And you can see the applesauce and the yogurt and the oil, of course. We'll keep it nice and moist inside.
If you'd like the recipe for the pumpkin bread, please visit watermanwellness.com. We hope you've enjoyed this month's episode of Waterman Wellness, your pathway to healthy living with help from local experts. Be sure to watch for the November episode right here on Lake Sumter TV for some of the following stories. We'll extend our October awareness efforts with the compelling story of a local male breast cancer survivor. You don't want to miss his story. You'll learn about painful kidney stones and how to prevent them. And we'll show you how to make a hearty dinner in just minutes with a slow cooker. To learn more about the experts featured in this program, please visit watermanwellness.com. Until next time, I'm Melissa Horitzik for the award-winning Waterman Wellness.